That should not be a normal meal for people, especially pregnant women. Hey y'all, I'm Amy and I am pregnant with my third baby. I'm 28 weeks and I've been doing a little series entitled Pregnancy Options You May Not Know About. So today's video is going to be kind of taking one of those topics I've talked about and breaking it down even further. One of the bigger topics that I feel like many pregnant women have no idea they have the option on, and that is testing for gestational diabetes. So first of all, gestational diabetes is a serious condition that you should know about if you have. There are side effects that can affect the mama and the baby, so it's something you do want to know about. So it's one of those tests that I highly think is pretty important. This is not medical advice in any form or fashion, but this is one that I do believe is pretty important. And most OB offices will tell you this and encourage you to do the test. However, what I want to talk about is the options you have on how you test. So I've went into this in several other videos. The main option is the Glucola Drink. It's a sugary filled orange drink, lime drink. There's different options. You have different colored flavors. So that's a red flag right there. It has artificial dyes, which are very, very, very toxic to the body. But that's just the option that most women know about and most women take. And they don't really think anything of it. I didn't think anything of it my first pregnancy until after I drank the drink, and I was like, wow, what's actually in this thing? So I'll just read you a quick little ingredient list of what's in the Glucola drink. Brominated vegetable oil, which is actually banned in Europe. This is what's in a flame retardant, so not something I really want to be putting into my body. Modified food starch, food dyes such as FD and C, yellow 6, and red 40. Several of those really common ones that we a lot of times try to avoid with our children because of the side effects they have. So why would we want to intake them when we're pregnant? So this is totally an option you will need to research and look into yourself. But drinking the Glucola drink was not an option that I wanted to take in my last two pregnancies. I did take it my first pregnancy, realized what was actually in it and how it made me feel after I drank it, and decided I never wanted to do that again and that I had to find another option. So there are actually 3 options that I talk about in a previous video that I'll link for you there. But today I want to talk to y'all about the option that I personally use, and I'm going to take y'all through a full day of how I do gestational diabetes testing. It's super simple, and I think it's just so much more comprehensive of a look at what your body is actually doing, how your body is reacting to the glucose that it is breaking down, than just a one-time sugary drink you're taking in your doctor's office. Gestational diabetes, like I said, is an important thing that you need to be aware of. So definitely know your options there. Definitely know how you want to test. Talk with your provider about what options they allow. And I've said this before, if there's something that your doctor or provider will not allow and you don't agree with it, you have the right to fire them and go to a new provider who aligns more with your values. I test 4 times a day, and I chart it on this chart right here. And I will have a link to download this chart for yourself if you want one. Basically, it just breaks it down by day. I personally was told to test 4 times a day. This is based upon how I chart. You could adapt it if you need to chart yours differently, but it is kind of important to log what you're eating, because if there's a certain meal that you ate that spiked your blood sugar and it wasn't able to come back down to a regulated state within that 2-hour mark, that's something you might want to be aware of. And if you're consistently having high numbers, you may want to talk with your provider or do a little research into what you can do to kind of adapt your diet, maybe to pair your carbs better with protein. We should always be pairing our carbs with a good quality protein. That's important for blood sugar balance overall. I have several other videos talking about balancing your blood sugar, balancing your hormones out. So if you're looking for ways to balance your blood sugar, balance your mood, your hormones, I have other videos on that. But today, I'm just going to show you how I do this charting. And if you want this little handout, I'll have it linked down below for you to download as well, completely free. And let's just jump right in. My little kit here, I'm gonna walk out through everything today, show you how it's done. It's super simple. Everything is right here. You can order these through Amazon. You can get them prescribed through your doctor. There's many ways to get these. Just look up how to get a diabetes glucose testing kit. Basically, for a person that does not have type 1, type 2, or gestational diabetes, what should be happening in the body is after a meal, our body should break down that glucose, which is the body's form of sugar, and regulate it through our body properly so that we can use it for energy stores or other bodily functions. When there's a problem that arises is when within 2 hours that glucose level does not go back to a normal range. So normal ranges will be different for each person. My midwife gave you recommended ranges for me personally, below 90 at fasted and below 120 2 hours after a meal. So that is all on my little chart. But again, if you need to adapt this to your specific health preferences, it will be easily adaptable for you. But basically, our body should take that glucose, the form of sugar, use it to help it function, and then regulate it back to normal. So when you do your test, if your levels are not back to normal, that is when you know there's a problem arising. Or contrarily, if your levels are super, super low, there's also an issue that can arise. So that is why it is important to know these numbers, to know how to test this. And I just think it's so much more comprehensive and knowledgeable to us about what our body is really doing than this quick little drink you drink at the clinic and then go take a finger prick test. I don't remember how they tested at the clinic. I think it was a finger prick. They may have drawn blood. This can give you a lot of insight into how your body is digesting carbs and sugars, and just something you can take and talk to about with your provider. This is, again, not medical advice. This is just personally what I do. So I just want to take y'all along for the day and how I test my glucose levels, my blood sugar levels, and just show you how simple it actually is. So, okay, so I just woke up. I've not eaten anything. So I'm going to check my fasted blood glucose, blood sugar levels before I have my morning yogurt drink and breakfast. This is super, super quick, by the way. Goes into the machine. The machine will turn on and ask you to apply the blood to the little test strip. So then you just do a quick prick. Make sure you have enough, because sometimes it will be a defective strip. 88. So we are right under 90, which is what my midwife suggested that my levels be. So that's good. I'll write that down and think I want to eat breakfast, because I'm literally always starving as soon as I wake up.
Mom, can I have one of those? This one.
Hey y'all, it's been 2 hours since breakfast. By the way, I'm on my last day of charts. I'm just bringing y'all along for this last day of my week-long blood glucose charting. So I will write down what I ate for breakfast, which was a collagen. I had a smoothie with fruit, collagen, and a couple egg yolks, raw milk, some coconut water, just like a really nutrient-dense smoothie. And the only reason I write down my meals is because if there was any uncertainty in my levels, my midwife and I would like to go back and troubleshoot what foods were specifically shooting my blood sugar up and not allowing my body to regulate it quickly enough within the 2 hour time frame. So it was at 6, meaning there were 6 needles left in this device. I'll turn it to get a fresh needle for the prick. Now there are 5. And then you can also adjust the depth of the prick. So these numbers at the bottom mean that's like the depth. I don't know if it's in millimeters or what, of how deep it pricks you. So depending on if you have really like calloused fingers, you may need a deeper needle depth. So mine's on about 3.5 for the depth. And I'm telling y'all, every time I do this, I kind of hold my breath, even though it literally doesn't hurt. And then you just squeeze up a little blood. It is recommended to kind of wipe that first blood with a little cotton ball, just in case you have any oils on your fingers. Make sure there's enough to go onto the test strip, because several times I've not had enough blood and I'll like have a defective test strip. So we're at 103, which is within range. For me personally, my midwife recommended that after meals, my blood sugar be below 120. It is 103, so this is good. I'll just jot this down, and that's literally it, guys. This is so, so simple. There's nothing yucky you're having to drink or take, such as the Glucola Drink and some of the other options that sometimes are recommended. I've heard it's recommended that women just go eat a cheeseburger and fries from McDonald's before they come do their glucose test. And I know they're just trying to get like a normal meal in people, but that should not be a normal meal for people, especially pregnant women. It's just, I'm not even gonna get on that side topic, but anyways, this is just a good comprehensive week-long or 2-week-long time frame that you can actually chart your levels and know what's happening with your body. I think we should be very much aware of what affects our body and how it affects our body, and this is just one more way to do so than just a one sample shot test, one time, drink this drink, eat this food, that's it. This is just so much more comprehensive and just the way I prefer to test my glucose levels during pregnancy. So that is my first test after breakfast. I am now going to get a morning snack. It's kind of difficult not just grabbing a snack when I'm hungry, because if I'm within the 2-hour time window of testing, I do have to wait and eat a snack after that. So I'm going to have my morning snack, then we'll have lunch, and then we'll test again 2 hours after lunch. Hey y'all, so it has been 2 hours since lunch. My timer just went off. I highly recommend setting a timer on your phone for 2 hours so you don't forget to check your blood glucose sugar within that 2-hour range. So here we go again. It's so simple, y'all. Turn this to a fresh needle. I usually alternate between these 3 fingers throughout the day, so I'm not pricking the same finger over and over. Now, telling y'all, I always squinch up. It's like the most gentle prick ever. Oh, I forgot to put the test strip. I started chatting with y'all too soon. Forgot to get my strip ready. The machine will light up, letting you know it's ready for the sample. Now I don't have any blood to give. Yeah, I'm gonna have to prick again. That always stinks. 104, which is within range. I'll write that down, write down what I had for lunch, and we only have one more time to test, which will be after dinner. Okay, this is gonna be the last check of the night. I just got out of the shower before I make my nighttime evening snack. So before I do that, I have to remember to check this. I've actually done that once, where I went to make my entire snack for the night and realized that I had not checked my levels and had to like stop really quick and check. 128. Okay, so this is an example of one that's a little bit high. So that's an example of just maybe ate a little too many extra potatoes tonight. We had roast potatoes with the sourdough flatbreads. Also had some freshly made fig preserves, which do have quite a bit of sugar, so I probably should have balanced that out a little better, but I'm not worried about that. We'll take these to my midwife and let her look over them and make sure everything's okay with her. And that's how I do gestational diabetes testing. It's so simple. It just takes a little bit of extra time after each meal, and not even hardly extra time. It literally takes 30 seconds. Prick your finger, test it, and write down your results. So, but this has been helpful for y'all to see in real time what this looks like and how simple it is of an option if you are looking for other ways to test than the typical Glucola Drink, or some of the other options that your provider may give you. So thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for more pregnancy options videos coming soon, and I'll see you on a future video.